Well, I first heard about the project being made when I had dinner at Colin Firth's house, and he was talking about it, and it's the first time I'd ever met Colin, and he was sort of talking about this project that they'd found an exciting director for, and this was sort of the dinner conversation, and you know, thought nothing of it, and then a week later I had a call from my agent, who is also Colin's agent, saying, Colin thinks you might be right for this role. Would you come meet the producers and the director? And you know, that's not something that any actor would dream of saying no to. Me and Colin spent many afternoons kind of in his living room going over the script and playing around with a lot of playing around with different voices and the accents, and you know, whether we were going to do a Scottish accent or use our own voices, and if we were going to use our own voices, how we'd use that, and finding the different qualities in Eric that we thought were very important. I mean, I was always very keen to get this, you know, here's a man who openly admits that he had quite a stunted emotional education in his childhood growing up. He came from a very well, he was part of a very religious sect when he was kind of just a bit younger than me, and I wanted to get this train spotter kind of characteristics through in the character, because I thought, you know, what made it so moving was you've got someone who's actually very emotionally vulnerable and so you know, not particularly aware of, you know, the wider world, suddenly being thrown into one of the most awful situations in a place that must have felt so alien to where he grew up and what he was used to. And so I wanted to have someone that, when you saw the world of what we created in Thailand and Australia in building the Death Railway, that would be something that this character would obviously find, you know, very difficult to cope with, and I think that's what makes it so moving. It wasn't made any more challenging at all, because, you know, I'm working with one of the greatest actors of their generation. You know, getting to work with Colin Firth, who was so open about his process and so helpful and kind and understanding in you know, and you know, really did want to work together. And you know, it's in a way it's wonderful, because you can bounce ideas off each other, and you can say, well, you know, you know, a number of times I would phone up and say, look, do you think this will work if I did this? And he'd go, well, I don't know, you know, let's play around with it, and we'd workshop together. And you know, this is something that, you know, most 21-year-old actors kind of only get to dream of doing, this sort of masterclass with an actor like Colin, and I didn't find it hindering at all.